Hi, so this is the second part of our discussion about cost estimation method. So the fourth method that we will talk about is high-low method. So to demonstrate kung paano ginagamit yung high-low method, we will have this assumed information for 10 months for Crystal Incorporated. Okay. So given on the first column ay yung direct labor hours, okay, which we assume as the independent variable. Pwede mo sabihin siya yung cost driver. And then, second column, yung amount of supplies which we assume is dependent on the direct labor hours. So, mapapansin mo, iba-iba yung direct labor hours sa left, no? Iba't ibang performance and iba-iba din yung amount on the second column. So, for high-low method, step 1 is to determine the highest level of activity and its cost. So, balikan lang natin yung previous slide. Ang lowest level of activity natin ay yung 10. Tama ba? Yes, yung 10 with a supply cost of 60 pesos. And then, ang highest natin ay 60 labor hours with a cost of 150 pesos. Okay? So, yun po yung step 1 and actually ginawa na rin pala natin yung step 2. Okay, so ayan. So, step 1 and step 2 is determining the highest level of activity and its cost. So, 60, yun nga, yung sinabi natin, 60 direct labor hours with cost of 150 pesos. And step 2, you determine the lowest level of activity, which is 10 direct labor hours according to our table. At meron siyang cost na 60 pesos. So, next, determine the variable rate per activity using the formula variable overhead rate equals cost at highest level less cost at lowest level all over highest level of activity less lowest level of activity. So let us now substitute 150 pesos less 60 pesos over 60 DLH or direct labor hours minus 10 direct labor hours. So, the resulting amount is 1 pesos and 80 pesos per direct labor hour. So, yan po yung ating variable overhead rate. Step 4, determine the fixed cost using the cost of either the highest activity or the lowest activity. So, yung cost natin dun sa highest activity is 150 pesos with corresponding direct labor hours na 60. So, our formula is 150 pesos equals 60 times the variable overhead rate na 1.80 plus N which represents the fixed cost. So, by algebraic manipulation, bahala na kayo dyan, no? Natutunan nyo na yan ng high school. So, you will have N equals 42. Pwede mo rin gamitin yung isa, yung lowest level of activity with a cost of 60 pesos. So, 60 pesos equals 10 direct labor hours times 1.80 per direct labor hour plus N. So, N is the fixed cost and you will still get the same amount of fixed cost, 42. So, ang ating summary, ang ating fixed cost, 42 pesos. Ang ating variable overhead, 1.80 per direct labor hour. Next method is the least squares regression method. So this is a statistical technique used to separate mixed cost into fixed and variable components. So, I'm pretty sure you are somewhat familiar with this kasi yung least squares ay na-encounter natin sa statistics. So, I'm not sure kung meron kayong statistics nung high school kayo, no? So, if you had, most probably, you encountered the least squares method before. So, the equation for the total mixed cost is y equals a plus bx. Kasi nga ito ay the least squares method at saka yung high-low method, by the way, they are two methods of separating mixed cost. No? So, the equation for the total mixed cost is y equals a plus bx. So, the values for a and b are obtained by simultaneously solving two equations. By the way, yung A is the fixed cost, B is the variable overhead cost. So, paano kukunin yung value ng A at B? So we will solve two simultaneous equations. So summation y equals NA plus B summation x. And then summation xy equals summation xa plus B summation x squared. So we will use the set of data we use in the high-low method. So yun din yung gagamitin natin. But before that, we have to understand the formula. So y equals the total cost, no? Dependent variable, no? So yan yung mixed cost. A is the fixed cost, as I have said earlier. B is the variable cost rate. X is the measure of activity or independent variable. So sa ating situation is the direct labor hours. N is the number of observations. So, let's reproduce here the table, no? Yung first two columns yan yung given natin, ano? So, direct labor hours, the X is the independent variable. So, yan yung given ng problem. Y, the supplies cost in pesos, which is the independent variable or yung total mixed cost, no? So, at the bottom is the summation, ano? Summation X is 350, summation Y is 1,000. So, based on our formula, balikan nga natin yung formula natin, ano? Where's our formula? Balik natin. So, ang kailangan natin, ayan, yung fourth bullet is summation Y at saka summation XY. So, yun yung ilalagay natin dun sa ating table. At saka pala, summation X squared. Ayun, no? So, yung may mga summation, yun yung actually kailangan natin sa table, yung mga column na kailangan natin. So, again, ulitin natin yung mga kailangan nating columns. Summation X, kailangan natin. Yan, kita mo dun sa second equation. Summation X, so meron na tayong X, no? Yung, what's that? The direct labor hours. So, kinuha na rin natin yung sum na kanina dun sa table. Summation Y, kailangan natin. And then, kailangan din natin ng summation xy, summation x squared. So, yun yung idadagdag nating column. So, yun yung nasa table. xy, tsaka x squared. Yung dadagdag na third at fourth column. So, how do you obtain the values for xy and x squared? For xy, you multiply the value of x and the value of y. For example, 20 times 50 equals 1,000. For x squared, you raise x to the second power, squared. So, 20 squared equals 400. So, another example for the second column or for the second row, 40 times 110. So, that's xy, 4,400. X squared, 40 raised to 2, 1,600. So, you do the same for all the rows. And then, you get the total. So, yung total natin for xy, 39,600. For x squared, 14,500. So, nakuha na natin yung lahat ng values na kailangan natin. We substitute. For equation y, summation y equals NA plus BX or B summation X. By the way, ano yung N? Number of observation, no? Balikan natin yung table. So, meron tayong 10 rows. Diba? Bilangin mo yung row niyan. Siyempre, hindi kasama yung row ng summation. So, there are 10 observations. So, sa substitution, mag-appear siya doon. Equation 1, summation y equals NA plus B summation X. So, you substitute yung values from the table. Summation y is 1,000. Then, N is 10. A is the missing amount. Yun yung ating isosolve. Plus B, plus summation X is 350. And then B is missing. Binaligtad natin kasi parang ang sagwa namang tingnan niya na B 350. So, gawin na natin 350B. Now, equation 2, substitute again. So, equation 2 is summation xy equals summation xa plus B summation x squared. So, substitution, summation xy from the table, 39,600 equals summation x, 350, and then A, which is missing, plus summation x squared, 14,500, and B, which is missing. So, yan. So, We multiply equation 1 by 35 to make the coefficients of A similar so that we could cancel them. So kung mapatatandaan nyo yung inyong algebra, di ba? If you are multiplying or if you are solving two equations simultaneously, dapat yung coefficient ng isang variable ay pareho. It's either A or B. Kaya lang problema natin dun sa equation natin sa taas, magkaiba. For A, 10 tsaka 350. For B, 350 tsaka 14,500. So, bahala ka na kung paano mo siya didiskartehan, alin yung imumultiply mo, no? So, dito sa akin, ang ginawa kong coefficient na similar ay yung A. So, gagawin kong 350 yung coefficient ng A dun sa equation 1, no? From 10A, gagawin ko siyang 350A. So, imumultiply ko siya by 350. So, magiging resulting equation 1 ay andyan. 35,000 equals 350A. Minultiply ko siya ng 35. 350 yata yung nasabi ko. So, minultiply ko siya ng 35. So, equation 1, 35,000 equals 350A plus 12,250B. Yun na yung bagong equation 1 after multiplying it by 35. So, bakit, again, minultiply ng 35? Para yung coefficient ng A maging 350, kahalintulad ng coefficient ng A sa equation 2. Sa equation 2, niretain natin, 39,600 equals 350A plus 14,500B. So, pwede na natin ngayong makancel yung A by subtraction. Kasi 350 less 350 is 0. So, subtract natin. So, ayan yung resulting. So, 39,600 minus 35,000 is 4,600. 14,500B less 12,250B is 2,250B. So, yung A, wala. Na-cancel na nga siya kasi nga pareho sila ng coefficient. So, sinubtract na lang natin. So, solving for B by algebra, no, by division. So, B equals 2.04. That will be the variable cost rate. Next step, we substitute the value of B to equation 1. So, 1,000 equals 10A plus 350B. Okay? So, yung B nga is 2.04. So, solving for A, bahala ka na mag-algebra dyan, ha? Marunong ka na yan. A equals 28.06. So, that will be the fixed cost. Yan. So, ang ating answer, fixed cost, 28.06. Variable cost, 2.04 per direct labor hour. The next method is the scatter graph or visual fit. So, this involves plotting the variables on a graph and visually fitting a trend line. So, as much as possible, the distance of the points above the line must equal to the distance of the points below the line. Pero, essentially, ito yung mag-drawing ka ng line sa graph, pero tansyahan lang. So, here's our sample graph, no? Doon sa baba, yung x-axis natin, yan yung number of direct labor hours. At yung y-axis naman, which is the vertical line, no? Yung 0 to 160, that is the amount of the supplies cost, which is the dependent variable. Tapos nilagyan natin ng mga dots yung meeting place, kumbaga, nung x-axis at y-axis. Nakabase yan sa table, no? For example, yung unang dot, no? So, 10 direct labor hours, meron kang 60 pesos of supplies cost. So, kaya mapansin mo yung unang dot is 10 and then 60. By the way, you have to arrange yung iyong mga dots into ascending direct labor hours, no? Ascending dapat yung value ng iyong x-axis. No? So, ayan. So, pinlat mo siya dyan. And then, you estimate, no? You draw a line there. And estimate lang yan. So, be sure na yung distance ng points above the line is same as the distance at the as the points below the line. So ang fixed cost mo, yon. Yan, yung intersection of the line you drew at saka yung y-axis. So bahala ka nang tingnan sa scale kung ano ba yan. O, basta yun yung fixed cost mo. Okay? And then, to compute for the variable cost rate, by the way, use 2 points on the trend line and their corresponding cost. So, yung line na dinrawing mo, yung black, no? Kukuha ka ng 2 points dyan, and then yun yung gagamitin mo sa pag-solve ng variable cost rate. So, let us demonstrate that. Okay? So, the variable rate is the difference in cost over difference in activity levels. So, ang pinili natin na activity level ay 40 tsaka 30 direct labor hours. So, yun yung nasa denominator niya. 40 minus 30. And then, we got the costs dun sa table, no? Or dun sa graph. So, 114 yung cost para sa 40 direct labor hours. And 92 yung cost para sa 30 direct labor hours. So, the result will be 2.20. So, ibig sabihin, ang ating variable overhead rate is 2.20 per direct labor hour. So, this ends this part of the discussion. No? You are now instructed to proceed to the next part.